So secondly, a soft field takeoff is designed to get you off the ground as fast as possible. And so
the name is misleading.
Yeah, why would we need a soft field takeoff? Well, maybe if we're taking off out of a grass strip. Grass is not exactly great for airplane tires or wheels. It's not as smooth, or dirt too, gravel, whatever it might be. Or maybe we have a runway here that is full of ice and snow, and we don't want to be flying through the ice and snow and building up ice and snow on our tires. So the idea is that we're going to use 10 degrees of flaps,
like always,
and we're going to have full back pressure here in this maneuver. So the idea is that we're going to rotate early, rotate well before the airplane is actually ready to fly. And so we're going to, as soon as we're off the ground, I'm going to push the nose back down, and we're going to fly about 2-3 feet right above the runway in ground effect as we let the airplane accelerate towards our VX speed. Once we're at VX, we are going to then climb out and over a obstacle, if there were an obstacle at the end of the runway.
Like the trees.
Yep, like the trees or something like that. And then after our 100 or 50 foot obstacle, we're going to transition to VY and bring up the flap.
Okay. Nice. So I heard something about, like I read something about it in the book like that, so interesting. Okay. Very, very interesting.
Alright, you ready?
You have the airplane.
I have the controls.
Yeah, the controls, I have the camera.
Schaumburg traffic, Cessna 539 around a kilo, departing runway 29 to the northwest, Schaumburg. Alright, and we're clear to the left, and we're clear to the right.
Yeah,
we have 10 degrees of flaps in.
10 degrees right there. Gonna have to record this. There you are, camera, how you doing? Alright, the runway,
Okay, so we have full back pressure in here, and I'm
Alright.
going to slowly add the power here. And we're going to hold that back pressure in there. We're going to hold it in, and the nose is going to lift off. And the nose is off, so let's push it back down. This nose down, we're holding it down here. And we had 65, there we go, so there's VX, so we'll let the nose come back up. Give it maybe just a little bit of forward trim here.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Let's line up with the horizon.
Yep.
Alright.
And
wait, are you done with the
not
thing?
quite yet? Nope. So now we're over our 50-foot obstacle, right?
Yeah.
So now we'll just lower the nose a little bit, bring up the flaps.
Alright, I have the airplane.
Alright, you can go ahead and take the airplane now. Yes, you have the airplane.
Alright. Should I say that I have left the upwind?
Let's go ahead and,
That's the school right there.
okay. Let's go ahead and, we'll make a little bit of a right turn. I'll work the radio here.
Alright. Yep.
So before we do maneuvers, what's one thing we do before we do all maneuvers?
A clearing turn.
Good, okay. So why don't we get a clearing turn to the north, actually.
Alright.
So we're clear to the right here.
Don't you love aviation?
I do.
It's fun. Alright, you want me to do a 360 or?
We'll do one clearing turn to the north here, and then we'll turn back to the west, making sure that the area is clear. So the idea of these clearing turns is that we're actually looking around, making sure that there's no other aircraft in the area. So that when we start doing the maneuvers, and we get focused on the maneuver, we're not
crashing into anyone and not ending up on a air crash investigation show.
Yes.
Alright. Yeah, these mics are just irritating sometimes.
How come?
Well, I'm trying to talk. Either it's too close and too loud, or it's too far. It's never perfect. Alright, so, steep turns, right or left, and to what heading? Oh yeah, you said 360.
360-degree turn. So, let's pick something out on the horizon here. You see
The
those
nuclear power plant.
Yeah, those the cooling towers from the nuclear power plant. So we'll pick that. So we're going to visually do our 360 until we start to look outside and see that our cooling towers are inside again, and we'll roll out facing them. Okay?
Alright. Man, I love this smooth air. It's a lot easier to control.
All right. So why don't we go ahead and do you remember the procedure for steep turns a little bit? Do you remember a little bit of the technique?
Alright, first you want speed? No, you don't decrease power, do you?
We're at a good airspeed at the moment, so what we'll want to do is we'll want to roll into the turn using rudder and aileron, and then just add just a little bit of power. We're talking maybe about 100 RPM or so. And then simultaneously we'll add some back pressure, so give it a couple good swipes of the...
to maintain altitude.
Yep, to help maintain our altitude, okay?
Alright.
So whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and we'll start a right turn here. So a little bit of rudder, a bit of aileron. And remember, 45 degrees is halfway in between this dash and that dash, so we're at about 20 degrees right now. That's 30 degrees of bank. Let's add some back pressure here. We're at 40, a little bit more.
45.
Good, so now let's add some more back pressure here. Let's add some of that nose back trim so we don't have to keep holding that in there. And so we want to look outside to check to make sure that we still haven't turned past our heading. Then we're checking back inside to making sure that we're maintaining our altitude and that we're maintaining the proper bank. So bank angle looks good, altitude looks good. And there's the cooling tower, so let's go ahead and roll out. And then we'll reduce that power that we put in there. Did you feel that little bump there at the end?
A little.
Okay. So what that was actually was wake turbulence. So.
Oh yeah, wake turbulence for the end of the wings because of the aerodynamic spin.
That's correct. So just like a boat produces a wake, an airplane produces a wake through the air. So we hit that little bit of wake turbulence right at the end there. So good. Why don't we get up to about 3,000 feet again, and we'll do a turn, steep turn to the left. Adding that back pressure, okay? So it should take us a few seconds to get to 45 degrees. So let's go ahead and start turning here. Start turning, keep adding that back pressure. Start adding that back pressure.
Oh my goodness.
There's 45 degrees.
Why are there bumps? Is that our wake turbulence?
No, that's probably just some turbulence. So we're losing altitude here, so we need to, there you go, pull back just a little bit more. Let's decrease our bank angle here. We're at about 60 degrees. There's 45, good. Alright, and then there's our cooling tower, right? So we'll roll out.
Phew.
Okay, good. That's a lot better. That one was a lot better.
Yeah, if I don't do something right, I always do it again. That looks good.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll do a power off stall or a landing stall.
Yeah.
So do you remember the procedure for that?
Decrease power.
Okay.
And then flaps. So I want to go to 80 with one notch and go to 1500. I will add that trim.
Good.
To help me.
Don't forget the carburetor heat. Anytime we're below 2,000 RPM, we need to have that on.
There we go. And then we're at 70. And okay, I'm losing way too much fast. Alright. 60. And
Okay,
then
not quite yet. Hold on, we won't stall the airplane yet. What I like to do is, once we're at 60 knots is our final approach speed, right?
yeah.
Okay, so why don't we just pitch that nose down for 60 knots and pretend like we're coming down to land here.
Alright.
And so we'll let the airplane come down for about 100 feet or so, right at 60 knots, right where...
With idle power.
With whatever power we have in there.
Alright.
Alright. And now that we're going to simultaneously bring the power to idle and bring the nose up to the horizon. Power to idle.
Yep.
And we'll just hold that nose just right there. So it's going to require some more back pressure, some more back pressure. There's the horn. Bringing it back, we'll go to the full stall. Keep bringing it back.
That's a long stall.
It's cold out, so.
So what does that make? The difference? Are we like...
And it's probably, we'll see if it'll stall the air. Probably not. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll just let that nose come down, and we'll add that power back in. So we'll do a stall recovery.
Yeah, it's just simple. You go down, and you retract the flaps. Like
Well, we're descending right now, so we want to add full power, right?
Yeah. Well, that trim. There we go.
Good, and let's go ahead and push that carburetor heat in too. There you go.
Not great, I'm losing speed.
Okay, so I'm going to take the airplane here real fast while you put on the hood.
Alright, you have the airplane?
I have the airplane.
Alright, 1 second, let me take off the glasses. Alright. Alright, that looks good. Alright.
Okay, so go ahead and you're on an east heading, you're descending down to, we'll go down to 2,500, okay? So you have the airplane?
I have the airplane, 2,500. Copy. Keeping east. This feels like a dunce cap, or dunce. You're just relaxing, aren't you?
I'm sorry?
You're like relaxing, just on the back. Right?
No, I'm still looking at where you're going.
Well, obviously, but...
I'm making sure that you're not going to run into any airplanes or the ground or anything like that. There we go, we have to pitch that nose up a little bit, so why don't we use just a little bit of trim? Because if we keep the airplane stable with trim while underneath the hood, that'll help us controlling it quite a bit, right?
Yeah, a lot, actually. I believe that the trim has more power than me sometimes.
The trim helps out a lot.
Very much.
Especially when you're flying in smooth air, it helps out a ton. Even in rough air, too.
Yeah, like below us. After we actually entered like the border and then... So have you ever done ILS landings before?
Yep. Yeah, that's all part of the instrument training and the instrument rating. And yeah, I've done probably more ILSs than I can remember.
Yeah. Can I do an ILS soon?
We'll incorporate it after we get a little bit further in your instrument training or in your hood time. So,
all right.
We'll go out to DeKalb. They have an ILS out there, and we can. I'll teach you how it works.
Yeah, I know how it works on the 737. So you have to be below the glide slope. Is this it? The glide slope?
We'd be using this one right here.
So dead center means you're dead on the center line. And yeah. This is the VOR, right?
They're both VORs. They both can be used as VOR receivers. This also has a glide slope right here. So that horizontal bar, and that's a horizontal bar there. So either of them could be used for an ILS approach.
Chopper traffic, that's a 519 at Coronel taxi onto the active runway 29, departure to the northwest.
Uh-oh. Make sure that he doesn't get us, because northwest is just like right there.
Yep, I'm looking for him. And I'll make a radio call too. So we're about 8 miles to. Actually, if you want to make a radio call, we're about 8 miles to the west.
Schaumburg traffic, Skyhawk 529 kilo, about 8 miles to the west of Schaumburg traffic.
Alright, why don't we get back on that east heading?
Schaumburg traffic, this is 519 at Coronel, is now off of runway 29. Schaumburg will be departing to the northwest, looking for the traffic.
And Schaumburg traffic 539 at kilo, about 8 miles to the west. We're coming over the river right now.
Roger, Echo Romeo looking for the traffic. We're at the departure line of 290. We'll be turning a little bit to the north.
We'll be looking for you.
I'm definitely adding this conversation to YouTube. Alright, there we go.
Schaumburg traffic, Cessna 539 around kilo, is about 5 miles due west of Schaumburg Airport. Going to enter left downwind for runway 29, Schaumburg.
Schaumburg traffic, Cessna 519 at Coronel is now 2,800 feet. We're departing to the north over Route 59.
We're at 2,000. We're still looking for you.
I'll be no factor, Echo Romeo.
We got you inside, no factor.
He's on my what?
He's at your 11 o'clock right now. I see him.
Alright. He's a Cessna what?
Cessna 172, I believe. Alright, why don't we get a little bit more of a right turn to 150?
Will I still be under the hood for an ILS landing or no?
You'll be under the hood all the way until about 200 feet above the ground.
Whoa. Alright.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll descend down to 1,600 feet here, so we'll just pull a little bit of the power out.
Just keep it at this attitude. I believe we're close, so.
Yep.
I'll
I'll have you take the hood off in just a minute or so.
Alright. So you're gonna have me to take the hood off on the down one?
Close to it, yeah.
Whoa, what's with that line, Barry?
I didn't feel it. Alright, I have the airplane here.
Yeah, the airplane.
You can go ahead and take off the hood and just toss it in the back. And you have the airplane again.
I have the airplane.
And there's our runway right there.
Uh-huh.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to enter a left downwind for runway 29.
Alright. Downwind on runway 29. So, should I just say left downwind or just downwind?
You should say left downwind because sometimes, especially the helicopters, will fly right downwind or right traffic for the same runway.
Alright. Shop traffic's back. 539 kilo entering left downwind for runway 29. Shop traffic.
Good.
Alright.
Plus, the more specifics you can give in a radio call, the better it is because that way other people know exactly where you are and what you're doing.
Yeah. And I say midfield, right?
Yeah, you can say midfield downwind.
No. No. Yep, half a mile. Seems good. Shower traffic, Skyx 99 kilo is midfield runway 29, shower traffic.
Alright, so we're beam our touchdown point, so what do we do?
Now we decrease power to 1500 and we go 10 degrees of flaps.
And what airspeed do we want?
80.
Yep, so let's go ahead and instead of reducing the power,
Pitch.
yeah, we'll pitch up, so just use a little bit of nose up trim.
Alright. Now, yep, that's a 45.
Not quite yet, we're a little bit high still.
Oh yeah.
Alright, now we can turn left here. And what speed do we want on base here?
70 and then 60.
That's correct. Alright, and then we'll turn final.
Alright, now.
Overshooting final a little bit here.
Do you want to do a go around?
We're okay at this point.
Shower traffic, Skyx 99 kilos on final runway 29, shower traffic. Alright, now we go to 60 full flaps because the winds are good.
Okay. Now retrim the airplane for your approach speed, okay?
Alright,
And that'll help you.
Go.
There you go.
There we go.
That's good.
Huh?
Now, are we coming in high or are we low?
We're perfect. I'll tell you why. Because we have one red, one white.
Okay. Is our airspeed good?
Airspeed is perfect.
It's a little bit low, so why don't we add just a little bit of power? And actually, those VASI lights are turning red over red, so...
I don't see red, I see white and red.
One's kind of pink and red, so it's close to being red.
Yeah, I see what you mean now. Alright, there we go.
Alright, watch your airspeed. So we'll keep that nose pitched down to maintain our airspeed here.
Alright. And runway is main in about a couple seconds. Alright, I see that ground effect. Alright. Runway is main.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and just gently pull up a little bit. We'll just hold it here, a little bit more back pressure. There you go.
Alright.
And we'll reduce that power back to idle.
Yeah, I forgot you can't do go-arounds at this airport.
You mean touch and goes?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, touching you. Is it because we don't have a tower?
It's for a few different reasons. The first reason is that, is noise abatement. The immediate area around here, there's a lot of residential areas, so people don't want airplanes taking off and landing constantly.
Oh, yeah.
And so, second reason is that you're a student. As a student, it's a lot to take in sometimes when you land, reconfigure the airplane, and then take off again, all in, this is a 3,800 foot runway, so it's a medium-sized runway.
Yeah. Are you gonna do another traffic pattern?
Yep, so we'll go back out, we'll do one more landing. Sound good?
Alright. Tower traffic, Skyhawk 99 Kilo has cleared the runway. Chamber traffic. I thought we said an hour 30.
Well, we took a little time getting the airplane out of the hangar and setting up the cameras and stuff like that, so...
Yeah, next time it's gonna be like a lot faster. Trust me. Alright. Chamber traffic, Skyhawk 539 Kilo is departing runway 29, chamber traffic. Alright, 1 second before we start. I want to put the glasses on to look cool, obviously. Alright, full power, 10 degrees of flaps, and we rotate at 55, and we maintain a high pitch for 3 seconds, and then we roll out. Alright, let's go. And, oh.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. We'll see you shortly.
Tower traffic, Skyhawk 529 down, 99 Kilo, past midfield, runway 29. Alright, now I can reduce power. I did that for nothing. Oh goodness. Alright, there we go.
Alright, let's go ahead and put that carbide in too, don't forget that.
Alright, 80 knots. Now we go, oh no.
Benton Harbor, Falcon 191 Africa goes out of 5,000. We're 10 to the airport.
Alright, we're good here.
Alright.
Benton Harbor traffic, Falcon 1903 Whiskies. 4.5 miles to the southeast to the field, descending out of 3,400 left base to Benton Harbor. 168 Alpha Victor, 4 miles.
Chamber traffic 289 departing hangar Bravo, westbound departure, parallel taxiway 29, left brake to the southeast, Chamber.
Chamber traffic, Skyhawk 529 Kilos, entering final runway 29, chamber traffic. Alright, I see we're a bit too high. We can fix that with this distance.
Aircraft on final at Schaumburg. We got time for Chamber 2 to depart here on the taxiway.
Yeah, we're about a 1.5 mile final. You guys got time?
Okay, copy that. Chamber 2 is departing from Charlie Hangar, taxiway 29. Be a left turn out back to the southeast.
How hard is it to taxi while flying?
9 will be behind 2.
That's so hard, don't you think? Alright, they departed, so...
Yep.
Wait, they have to depart from the taxiway?
Yep, let's concentrate on landing here.
Alright. Alright, there we go. Oops, a bit too fast.
Alright.
Man, a lot of traffic. Good thing this is the last landing.
Alright, we're getting a little bit low here and we're getting a little bit slow, so why don't we add just a bit of power here and we'll keep that power in there.
Oh my goodness. There we go. There we go. Alright, time for the best touchdown, or to beat my best touchdown records.
Add a little bit more power here, we're a little bit slow. So keep that power in there, good.
Alright, and a beam. I mean, main.
Okay, so let's bring that nose up here. Nose up just a little bit more, not quite that high.
Come on. Ah, man.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the flight. It was fun for me, and I hope it was fun for you. Hope you're glad that I shortened down the video to 25 minutes instead of 45. So that was fun for you and me. Anyways, so basically more aviation videos coming up. Trying to partner up with an aviation for YouTube aviation thing. I'll tell you more details later if everything goes successful. Anyways, all I'm asking for you guys is to like this video and to support and have more better videos of aviation, gaming, and film. Hit the subscribe button. Trust me, you will not regret it. Anyways, I'll see you later.